Hi guys, my name is Nolima Dikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about the rogue unit and the confessions of how EMPD police officers assisted Bokininda, Mukhane Mukhola, how they might be a tie into Sibia and Danzi's so-called confessions. Let's break that one through. Ne? Um, Blue lights, CCTV, and confessions linking that Mkwanazi rogue cop Mkwanazi, EMPD Mkwanazi unit to the Sibia and Danzi claims. Because, wow, from the Madanga Commission, we got shocked about how the rogue division of EMPD could shape the Sibia and Danzi statements. And it does have things that are actually, Anyway, testimony at the Madanga Commission has exposed a suspected rogue division inside the Ekhuruleni Metropolis run by Brigadier Julius Mkwanazi, and several witnesses say this same web of police impropriety overlaps with the controversial confession evidence in the Senzo Meyiwa case involving Moses Sibia and Bongani Danzi. So in this video, what we are going to do, we are going to map the links to show key documents and CCTV clips and explain why this could matter for the criminal and perhaps disciplinary probes for these people, okay? So we're just gonna do a quick summary of Mukwana's alleged rogue unity and what was said at the Madanga. Also, there was an evidence presented, CCTV footage, blue lights, and alleged whistleblower murder. And also what Sibia and Danzi have claimed about their statements of so-called confessions, police conduct, and how that intersects with the Madanga testimony, and also look at legal implications, admissibility, battles, criminal probes, and political fallouts. There's a lot that is going on. All right, now let's deep dive into that situation. Number one, the quick summary. We're dealing with the co-connection, right? The timelines and everything. Witnesses at the Madanga Commission have described a powerful EMPD Special Services SWAT unit run or overseen by Brigadier Julius Mkwanazi that operated with unusual autonomy. A testimony alleges the unit engaged in operations beyond legal bounds, copper theft, raids in other jurisdictions, use of blue lights for private vehicles, forged documents with private firms, separately in the Meyiwa trial. Moses Sibia and co-accused Bongani Danzi have long argued that some of the confession or statements or evidence in their trial were coerced and contaminated by police misconduct, also pointing to EMPD. And also we deal with the overlap, alleged irregular police behavior, unauthorized powers and evidence handling, and is why the Madanga revelations are directly relevant to the questions about the origin and reliability of Sibia and Danzi's so-called confessions. That's why we are linking. The second thing, the timeline and the testimonies about the entire evidence. Okay, so the documents, MOUs, and blue lights, testimony and documents shown at the Madanga allege that Mkwanazi, Julius, produced memoranda purporting to formalize working arrangements between EMPD and Vusumuzi Matlala private firms, arrangements that would allow Matlala's vehicles to operate with blue lights and other quasi-police privileges. EMPD leadership called some of these memoranda fraudulent. Guys, why are we talking about this? It's because when Sibia and Danzi talked about EMPD, people thought they were lying and making up stories. Police were rather by some other individuals preferred other than the accused. Okay, that's one of the things that we have there as an issue or a problem, right? And also the second thing that you would find here is that chances are now, okay, maybe I should do a different video when it comes to this. Let's talk about this. The CCTV evidence, the commission was shown CCTV that allegedly places Julius Mukwanaz and EMPD officers at Mayerton location connected to a copper theft operation, and whistleblower who provided footage was reportedly murdered after handing it over, according to testimony. Okay? Rogue SWAT or Special Services claims former senior EMPD members, including Revo Spies and suspended chiefs, describe a SWAT-style unit accused of murder, extortion, kidnapping, theft, and hijacking, and said Julius Mukwanaz led or protected that unit. Okay? Promotion and internal manipulation reporting shows that Julius Mukwanaz promoted dozens of officers quickly and allegedly forged signatures to legitimize deals, suggesting institutional capture that could enable rogue behavior to continue unchecked. Now, what Mmusi Sibiya and Bongani Ntanzi have claimed, court record and reporting, is this. Mmusi Sibiya testified about alleged coercion during his arrest and the circumstances under which he signed his pre-trial statement. He has denied admitting guilty and says police mistreatment affected the process. The trial within a trial has focused on whether confession statements were voluntary. And he also claimed that EMPD officers were there, Buthelezi, Jonathan, and whoever else. I forgot the other names. Bongani Ntanzi also alleged confessions have been the subject of legal fights recently. Ruling have limited or barred the state from using some of Ntanzi's statements to question co-accused. The court has at times ruled those confessions cannot be used against others. That underscores serious admissibility questions. Anyway, so Baloyi, Bongani Ntanzi and Mmusi Sibiya told us about the presence of EMPD officers when they got arrested. No, while they were busy, Umuzi, while he was getting arrested, Bongani Ntanzi, he was up and down and doing confessions in their presence, something along those lines. How this connects to the Madlanga material. If a portion of police sources or officers implicated in Madlanga testimony, Blue Lights, unauthorized operation, tempered documents, intersected with the teams who detained, interrogated Sibiya or Ntanzi, then the credibility and chain of custody of the confessions and documented evidence could be compromised. At minimum, Madlanga's testimony raises reasonable grounds to re-examine who handled evidence, how statements were obtained, and whether coercion or procedural misconduct occurred. Because there's a lot of things that happened there when it comes to the Senzo Meyiwa case. The strongest piece of evidence, what reporters and commissioner highlighted, the CCTV footage linking Julius Mukwanaz to a Mayerton copper theft incident and showing EMPD members at the crime scene. Commission played the footage in public session. So that's one of the things that we need to consider. If they can behave like that, why can't we believe them when it comes to Ntanzi and Mmusi Sibiya that they were treated badly by these people? Also, the documents, MOUs presented at the commission that appear to give Matlala firms special privileges. Witnesses say some signatures and memoranda were suspicious or forged. This goes back to what Kininda claimed, they are helping each other. They help each other. It goes back to that. And also whistleblower account and subsequent murder, that's something else, because Usibiya says, I did everything that I did so that I can protect my life, including Ntanzi. So when it comes to EMPD, there is a huge problem. Now it has been revealed there at the Madlanga Commission. Now, when it comes to admissibility challenges, defense teams can and are using, can use, in fact, the Madlanga revelations. IJU evidence and confession statements should be excluded or treated as unreliable in the Meyiwa trial. Court have already limited use of Ndanzi's confession in some contexts, but they need to make sure that those are out. When we hear these things of Kamadlanga, it means that something is very off. Something is seriously off. Something is very off. So the commission's testimony is an allegation, right? Evidence in evidence in inquiry. The commission will make findings, and criminal charges still require prosecutorial proof beyond and reasonable doubt. So, but when it comes to the links between specific EMPD officers and the exact handling of Sibiya and Ndanzi's interrogation, files must be proven on the record. That is why we are doing the links when it comes to this, because wow, what a rogue division or unit of Julius Mkhwanazi. That is why we are doing this video. So do you think that Ndanzi, Ubongani Ndanzi, Nomuzi Sibiya lied about the EMPD? When you hear all of that Madlanga situation, do you think that they lied? That's what I want us to discuss. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how do you see this? How do you link Madlanga's evidence, commission's evidence, and what Ndanzi and Muzi Sibiya spoke about? I'll see you on our next video. Thank you so much. Please make sure you do not forget to like, to share, to comment, and most importantly, please make sure you are subscribed on the channel. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.